Good morning and welcome to Master Trader, where you can learn to use simple market and stock analysis to make money investing and trading. I'm Greg Capper. We're going to take a look at a few stocks and where the markets are at here. The stock that I have up here is one that's trading quite heavily this morning. Acorn Inc. It's a drug company, one of these small cap drug companies, I assume, or some news came out anyway. And you can see it's down considerably here, about 30%. It could be in play, trading this probably on the short side. You might say, well, why on the short side since it's down 30% already? Well, many times stocks that open so much lower as this one is will often go lower. The question is there any support in the area over to the left here? Is there anything to stop it? So then the next step is to wait for an intraday pattern to trade it. Whatever the time frame is that you're using, you could use a combination. I've got the hourly up here, and then you could go down to the 5-minute and look for a setup. If you're accustomed to using 1-minute charts first thing in the morning, you could do that. Point being, you start with the analysis from higher time frames, and then you can drill down to lower time frames using what I call Master Trader technical strategies to find the appropriate place to enter in the direction of your bias. So that's one stock that's moving here, and it's already traded what its usual volume is, so it's super active here today. Macy's is up on some good news, up about 10%, clearing these highs over here, so this one could be in play on the long side. So those are two to take care of. Let's take a look at the broader markets here. Let's just take a look at the S&Ps. Yesterday we looked at the spiders, the ETF. But let's take a look at the S&Ps here. Since they give you the ability to see what's happening right now, 24 hours in a much clean pattern that's easy to determine, how it's moving. Sometimes the spiders could be a little let's just say spotty. I'll show you what I mean here. You see like little gaps, and it's not trading, whereas the futures are trading actively, relatively actively, in the overnight session. So as we look at this, the question is, and I told you yesterday that the odds were this was going to go higher. We looked at the broader markets, meaning the spiders, the Qs, the transports, and the Russell, and gave my reasons why it should go higher. So it followed through yesterday, and we actually did find an entry point to get long with some in-the-money calls, and I show you the exact point and explain it to you on the chart. It's easier to show you on the spiders because that's where we did it. It's right on this little consolidation right there, once it broke above. And so the concept here is there was the dip and the move up, and this consolidation at resistance is bullish price action. This is what I call absorbing the supply. In other words, it went sideways rather than pull back, so we look for a breakout at that time. Now you say, well, that's not a very large base, but that is sufficient in a bullish market environment to go long looking for higher prices, and that worked out quite nicely. All right, so let's go back to those futures. Now, you hear a lot of talk about where's resistance and what's going to stop this market from going up. Well, and then you've got those pundits that start drawing lines all over the place. Now, this is commonplace. They're drawing lines like this, and then they draw lines. Some of them are horizontal. Some of them find places to draw lines where there's absolutely nothing to make their point. Of course, you've got the Fibonaccios that are drawing lines from highs to lows, and when prices are pushing up as they are here, they always find some other lines to draw lines to. Anyway, what I want to point out to you is this is a situation where, there's really nothing to the left until you get up here. And so here you see this red line that's right over here. This is where the resistance is, which is right here, and we see if it stalls there or can get through it. So we always look at what the reaction is to resistance. But this type of price movement is what I call a price void. So once it starts moving up, there's nothing to stop it. Now, we all know that prices can stop before they get to a resistance area. And the rule for that, how do you handle that, is does it create resistance where there is none? So where prices are right now, there is no resistance, and prices are still acting bullishly. Notice the red bar that was ignored and reversed right back up again, which tells you that buyers are still stepping up, and the odds are still relatively high that prices push to the upside from here. And we do know that the NASDAQ is nearing its prior high, so you need to be aware of that. But the point being here is there's nothing to the left. Look at the price action here. Even though prices might look a little extended, right, as you look at them intraday, just continue to go with the trend until it breaks. And this trend is not broken yet. What you do is once this makes a new high, assuming that it does, just drag your line or set your alert under the prior dip or swing low, and that becomes your new major support area. And you just do that over and over again, and it becomes like factory work, as we say. And then you just follow the trend and so on. So I'll just show you the NASDAQ where it's at here. And you can see it's a similar pattern as the S&Ps, and it hasn't made a new high yet, so we don't bring that there. But once it makes it, I'm just saying where we would bring it if it makes the new high. And as this approaches here, it wouldn't be surprising to see this make a new high and really kind of dumbfound everyone in a sense. And I say it in that way because, wow, what a drop and an immediate recovery. This is like, you threw a Super Ball off the Empire State Building and it bounced all the way back up versus what looked like throwing a rock and it bounced back up again. So, money managers flip their opinions on a dime in this market, and, it's like, well, we're super bearish, and now we're super bullish, and it's a little crazy. Markets become that way at times. So it is what it is, as I like to say. Come to Master Trader, get a trial to some of our service, take a seminar, learn how to do this the Master Trader way. Good luck, everybody. We'll talk soon.